Okay, last video I made, the sound was bad, so I'm just making another video. Um, it happens sometimes. I gotta go to my volume mixer and literally turn down the volume for Evony down to 1 out of 100. Otherwise, the sound is just super jacked up. It's like way louder than everything. But I'm gonna talk a little bit about numbers. It'll be different than the last video. Usually what happens when I realize I've done that, I've made like 180 Ebony videos now or so in the last approximate year. And there's been 5 or 6 times that I forgot to send the volume mixer. I mean, my first couple videos I ever made was just me figuring out what volume to put it on. Even putting it on 2 out of 100 was too loud. But every time I've made a video and I forgot to set it, because normally I have it, a lot of people play with their sounds off, but I play on PC. I enjoy the sounds. Like one thing people don't know, that they put into the game. I didn't make a video about it, but they put into the game, I guess it's been a couple of months now. They put into the game new sound effects for every different monster type in the game. When you first click on attacking it, it makes a sound. It's kind of neat. I won't showcase that now because the sounds are just, I don't know the right levels if I do want people to hear sounds. But yeah, the fact is, if I make a video, the first thing I do after I get it starting uploading is I watch it myself after recording. I start the upload. As soon as the upload is starting, I watch whatever video it is that I started recording, and I was like, oh god, the sound's all jacked up. It was like 20 something minutes long. And there's been some times in the past when I've done that, I've re-recorded the video, and the videos turned out to be absolute crap, absolute garbage. When I try to say the same stuff that I already spent 20 minutes verbalizing, the video ends up being dull, unexciting. So, okay, in this video, I'm gonna go over the numbers for Chalons. This is some stuff I didn't talk about in the last video. So, this is gonna be round 5, right? So, where we are at in the ranking is 32nd. Right now after round 4, but that doesn't guarantee us any rewards. We basically have to come in second place in round 5. And I think we also have a round 6 and possibly a round 7 as well. I'm not entirely sure. Well, no. Only the first place teams in round 6 go on to round 7. I'm pretty sure that's how it works for everybody. But where we were at, so this here on the top left, this shows where we were at. I'm pretty sure this shows where we were at after the 4 rounds of Battle of Constantinople, leading into the first round of Chalons. So we were ranked 20. Now, those 4 rounds of Battle of Constantinople, anyone on our continent could have faced any server on any continent. So this number might not indicate anything special, but it's nice knowing that our ranking here is better than 32. I guess that's all I can say about that, because there's so many different servers, so many different alliances within all those servers for all 1,800 something servers, that this can't tell you too much. Like, if we look at this, like rank 1, okay, we got 1 bag and fam. I'm pretty sure I've seen fam several times. Let's see if any of those are the top 3. I'm pretty sure fam is top 3. So 1 bag and fam. Let's look. We got 3 completely different alliances in the top 3 after 4 rounds. No one bag or fam. Oh, here's bag. Here's one bag and fam. 12, 13, and 14. Well, that's interesting. They're right next to each other. 12, 13, and 14. So they are also they're well they're the top three. So they were also approximately 10 ranks higher in the Bach after the 4 Bach rounds as we were. They did better in the 4 Bachs by about the same number as we did. But if people contact each other, start point trading, someone starts healing over and over again, or maybe they just, they've been saving up speed ups for months. The continent just changed. Like, some of these servers are a year and a half old or whatever. If someone's never made it into All Stars or never made it into round 5 of Chalons, like they could have been saving up like so many goddamn speed ups. Like, how many times can they fully heal? And then they do that and they just keep getting wrecked over and over and over again. And maybe someone else on the other team does as well. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be pretty disappointed if we don't come in second place in round 5, because we're in the second grouping. We're in the grouping, like, some people that know a lot about the game felt fairly confident telling me that round 5 is similar to round 1 through 4, where you have a grouping of, you have one team from the first group of 64, one team from the second group of 64. It's very similar to that for round 5, but now it's 64 teams, but one team from the first group of 16. So we're in the second group of 16. So I don't know how exactly they match it up. Like, if they match it up to where we fought number 16, we are 32, and then it was 48 to 64, we would have like the easiest teams of the 3 other groups. That'd be GG. But it's probably random. It'd be better if it was random and they didn't do it this way. Otherwise, you'd know exactly who you were facing. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say about numbers. The rest of this video, I'm just gonna kind of do a video about where I'm at with everything. So as far as like where I've progressed so far in the game, with the amount I've spent, etc., I don't have a single red subsidy. So getting a red subsidy for me in Chalons and not having to spend the 6 Gs or whatever it takes to get one would be great. I've got a mix of gold subsidies, but where I'm at is my base subsidy is full spectacles. This Europe is full spectacles. Can I go to the left and the right? I can go right here. My base subsidy, full spectacle. Europe, full spectacles. America, full spectacles. One Japan, full spectacles. One Russia, full spectacle. And I'm working on a second Japan. So it's had 2 more city fragments applied to it. One Korea, full spectacles. And I don't have one more Korea for the other Koreas. So I basically have 3 more Koreas and 2 Japans. I have to do their spectacles. Or no, 4 more Koreas? 4 more Koreas. Or no, 3 more Koreas and 2 Japans that I have to finish their spectacles, and everything will be fully spectacled. Okay, so that's subsidies. Go to Civ Treasure. I get level 8, all Civ Treasures. I showed that a little fast. That's one of the things I dislike about most every Evony content creator, is they'll talk about what they're showing on their screen, but they literally, like, the things they go through, like, not during a fight, not during rallies. Of course, that's incredibly fast. But even when they're talking about, like, things on their screen, they literally show the information for less than a second. Like I've seen it for people advertising accounts they're selling. They literally show it less than a second. It's like, whoa, 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 maybe do this a little bit differently than how you're running the rallies. So my art treasures are level 6. My art treasures are level 6. And I have everything unlocked except for Ring of Fafnir. My spiritual beasts, I have all of them, and they're all at 58, which is 40 pastor, and 3 of them are 63, which is I just went to K41, so I'm working on getting the rest to 63. So 58, 58, 58, Chimera 63, 58, 58, or 63, 58. Anyways, 6 are 58, 3 are 63. I'll go to my champions. Everything's, virtually complete. Let me go to the first one. So complete, 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 complete. Level 18. I stopped on this because the next one's March speed. And then I'm pretty much maxed out on enemy ground troop and mounted troop hit points debuff. So I don't need to do that until I get Cassandra complete, until I want to get this to 20. So I'm gonna be well, level 20 is not necessarily required. So I'll probably get this. I'll probably get ruby necklaces from the level 5 optional chests until I hit level 19 on this, and then I'll start claiming art treasure scrolls from the level 5 optional chests until they come out with a new champion. Civilization equipment. So I have Sasanian. I have Freedom Hero. I get 3 pieces of Fur and Kazan. I don't know when I'm going to complete that. I have the full set of Han Dynasty, Koryo, Rurik, Bourbon. This is what I'm working on obtaining now, Augustus for subsidy. Or actually, I need to swap that around. Or no. Oh no, I have it set up right. Full Haiyan and full Aztec. So I haven't seen anyone else do this, but I actually I took a set of Parthian off, and I threw Han Dynasty onto a subsidy general, because like the defense for siege and range troops is a little hard to debuff. I think siege defense is the hardest to debuff maybe, but between these two debuffs, you have 200% debuff right here, right? Because that's 100%. And then this is enemy ground troops, defense and hit points. So that's another 100% debuff. And then between the gear, okay, so you get 2 debuffs there. Okay, range troop attack, range troop defense debuff again, range troop hit points debuff. Right? Yeah, enemy range troop hit points debuff. That's nice. Siege machine attack, not special. Siege machine hit points, I'll take it. And then siege machine defense. So I think the full Han Dynasty, like I just complete the set. I wasn't using any pieces for anything. I threw like some pieces on like reinforcement general or whatever, just slapped whatever gear on them I had extra. But I actually, after looking over all the civilization gear one day, I was like, you know what? It's Han Dynasty set. This is slap the whole thing on the full 6-piece set. You already got the 200% there. Its total amount of debuff is like 400 something percent. It's very similar, like with no amplifications, right? It's very similar to a full Parthian set. but I liked the debuffs it had for siege and range stuff, so I slapped that on the Sub-City General. I guess that's what I could talk about next. Some people just they like seeing this stuff, like where are you at with your generals and stuff. So I have a lot of my Sub-City Generals fully ascended with I got what, 3 of them at 4-star? Yeah, Gilgamesh. I have to get 5 more copies of him. His last ascension is incredibly nice though. Siege and range hit point debuffs 50% and 10%. Like some of the hardest things to debuff. 120% debuff there. It's really good. Okay, so I've opened so many general tokens, and I just don't hit these guys. So I need how many of this guy? I need 2 more of Eon Gasselman, and then I need 2 or 3. Oh, I also need 2 more of Hojo. Hojo you can get from the glory packs though. Eon you can only get from the epic historic general, and it's like less than 1% chance or something. Just like, you know, might be another year and a half before I hit 2 of them. You know what I mean? Have to open several hundred of them in order to have the odds of pulling him twice. Although you can purchase him in the event right now, but I'm not gonna do it. I mean, he's not necessarily a premium general. What's his last debuff? Yeah, it's ground and mounted. I mean, mounted troop attack debuff could be nice. Yeah, it's not necessarily something I need to get finished. But Hojo's is nice. More ranged troop attack debuff. I have some skill books on them. I have some debuff skill books, but just kind of slapped on whatever would stick. First I put one on each general, and then I put 2 on each general till each general had 2, and then I worked on trying to get 3. Narcissus actually got level 4 enemy range troop attack debuff and range troop defense to stick, so I'm not going to attempt to put a third book on him. But Narcissus is real good. I think his fourth ascension is real good. They were doing that Legend of Horus, or the Horus, whatever it was called, something Horus, and I figured, okay, great, I'm gonna get copies of Narcissus over time. They did it like a few events in a row, and then they stopped doing it. People probably complained about the event because, you know, what really mattered was if your play hours allowed you to be online during the start of the Monarch day. Maybe people thought that was unfair or something, so they stopped it. But yeah, there hasn't been too many ways to get Narcissus, and there hasn't, other than that. That was like basically you're guaranteed to get one each event if you bought 1 pack. I was like, man, this is pretty nice. I consider Narcissus to be a premium general. I think getting him to his 4-star is makes him pretty good. And then these guys are just I guess some required to be up to for covenants. Oh, okay, I can show my Senate. Where I'm at on the Senate is, well, I kind of screwed up. I shouldn't have taken this to 5. I think I should have done everything to 3 before I took anything higher. I think that's what I should have done, because it cost so much to go to 5. It was like 12,000. This one's 20,000. Maybe it was 16,000. It was a lot to go to 5. So if I didn't take that one to 5, I could have all these other sections at 3. Yes, 8,000 to go to 4. So yeah, it's probably 12,000. There's 8,000 to go to 4. 12,000. I don't know if it was 12 or 16 because it's 20 to go to 6. Well, yeah, 8,000 to go to 4. 12,000 to go to 5, and then 20,000. I don't remember. Maybe it was 15,000. I can't see because these ones to go to 3 is only 4,000. So if it was 12,000, I could have brought 3 of these to level 3. Yeah, this just gets ridiculously expensive to promote. I also messed up with the upgrade position. I leveled these up too much in the first, the first one section especially, and the second section. I should have only leveled up what was required to promote because I ended up running out of the currency. Like I barely almost have nothing of these. Like this doesn't even meet the requirements to promote it one more time. I used too much of the currency in the first 2 sections, but it was because a lot of the stuff was in rally effects, and my alliance hasn't really gotten to the point where we are rallying a bunch of stuff. Maybe that was why. But yeah, I wanted to promote one of these to like level 2 recently, and I like didn't have the currency to get these up to the required level 8 of each or something. And then obviously I took all these first 3 sections to level 2, except for the 2 not unlocked here. But I do have everything but 3 of them on. Yeah, these 3 are locked, but everything else is all fully ascended generals. Everything else is, I just put in my last. I slapped in my last 2 mounted. This Blood of Ares Trial Knights event. So I leveled up. I fully ascended that dude. The new mounted general just so I could slap him in my senate. So now that all this is done, you know what's nice? I don't really need to worry about how much Blood of Ares I get anymore. I need one more. All I really need the Blood of Ares for is to one more win in server war with 2,000. I mean, I always get 2 billion points. There's only been like one time in the last like 10 months I didn't get 2 billion points because the server we were up against they didn't fight at all, and but I always get 2 billion points. Just our server like loses all the goddamn time because we get people that should be bubbled and should not be PvPing, and they just get wiped, and then they fully revive and they get wiped again, and they'll be like negative a few billion points, and their positive points is like 10 million. We got some guys like that on our server, and nothing in effect to prevent it from happening. But at a certain point, once they've done it too many times, like one of them's in my alliance and I'm the leader. Once it's really gotten on my nerves, or if we have a server war where we would have won if it wasn't for their loss, then I might put my foot down and do something about it. Right now, that's just the circumstances we're under. Okay, so I did Spiritual Beast. I did my Civ gear. Okay, my Wonder is at level 8. Got to get to K42 to go higher. My Arch of Triumph is at level 5 because I did. Yeah, see, I can't. I don't have the upgrade option. My Arch of Triumph is at level 5 because I did make it to semifinals of All Stars, so that's cool. Um, my dragons, I have Colchin, right? And then I have Nidhogg. They're both level 13. I don't have any of the other All-Star dragons, but all my other dragons are level 15. So the other four over here, they're all level 15. Um, and yeah, I can show my blazons. Although I've shown this in multiple videos, but I have a full set of attack and defense blazons for all troop types. Um, and I have 3 for mounted because their 2 sets are for monsters. But I have like that's my monster killing set. This is my PvP attack set, and this is my defense set, which just all these are double defending starting out bases, double defending. But yeah, so I have a defensive set for all 4 troop types, and everything's level 15 or 20. I just recently hit Monarch 45 in like the last week, so it was nice to finally hit that. Uh, I wonder what else I can show. Oh, I have all of my. I finally got all of my troop buildings to level 40, and then I went to K41 after that. So I can just show here, yeah, T15. I got 5 million of each, and then I have enough T15 mounted to do two mounted marches on the 600 million power monster types. Like I just set 2 rallies at the beginning of this video, right? Yeah, so 2 level 5 hydras. So I have a Ethelfled with Rurik, so I don't have to use any march size buff. I Ethelfled with Rurik on her, and then I have Caesar with 4-piece dragon and Beowulf assistant, so he has 50% monster defense reduction. And then the Ethelfled with Rurik has 40 something percent. I was thinking about doing another Caesar with Andre Messina as assistant, but I just have to make too many more mounted troop. I'd have to make like close to 100 billion or more of T15 mounted, and it would just I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, how many monsters will I have to kill to get that many resources back? Like a phenomenal amount, right? I think I have some more bookmarked. Oh no, I already did 2 sets of 2 maybe. Oh, there's one here. I'll set that alliance war real quick. Oh, my Monarch gear. So I have all level 9 stuff from the items you get from the main pack. Um, everything's everything's level 9. I only have one of these. This one right here. This one's level 10. This is combined range siege, combined mounted ground. Okay, great. They can go to level 10. I don't care. But I did get my I just rallied the alliance boss, so I had my mounted specific gear. But I did spend gems over the last several events to get my Ares gear to level 10. Pretty cool. I mean, it changes the way it looks at level 10, right? Like it looked like this for a while, right? At level 10, it all gets this big purple, and then when you get to 13, which maybe no one in the game has ever accomplished, it gets to gold. I don't know. You have to spend so many gems to to make one level 10 from scratch. To make 2 more level 10s to get to level 11 is, I don't know, it's probably like 15 million gems. 15 million gems to get to level 11 when you already have one level 10. So then it's, it's just tens of million. Like, to get to level 13 is probably over 100 million gems from where I'm at. Something like that. Something like that. So that's 1/3. So then it would be 300 million gems to get to 14. So be like a billion gems to get to 15. Um, getting to level 9 is relatively, it's not that bad. I think it's like 3 million, like whatever you're at so far with all the Monarch gear that you've attained so far, it'll probably cost you like 3 million gems to get to level 9 if you haven't. It's just this stuff's pretty good. So I used to swap. Between my all troops, Ares, and then all attack, which is like the special items from the main event pack. They have an Ares version here, but it's only 7% more. The level 9 stuff is only 7% more than the Ares level 10, and obviously Ares level 10 works on defense as well. So I just and when you're sending reinforcements, and when you're sending any troops to a building, when they get hit in the building, etc., they have those buffs. So I just I think Ares is the way to go. I need to like delete all of these and have all troops at the top. Oh, it doesn't matter. I just basically, when I go on battlefields, I go to Ares. So this is how I'm playing most of the time. I'm stone gathering, or I'm killing monsters. But then when I go into battlefields, I go to the Ares version of the debuff. That's usually what I do. Go to the Ares version of the debuff on those two. If you're in Rally or All Stars or something, you probably want March speed, or you want to select the the troop type that you're usually not fully debuffing. It'd probably be like range troop or siege machine hit points. Because if you're fully debuffing mounted and ground troop hit points all the time anyways, you'd probably want to do, I mean, that could be a good one as well, right? Rage troop and siege machine hit points, because minus 19%, that's 38%, whereas the straight one's only 30. Yeah, I might want to use that. The reason why I'm going over this video is because this is kind of all the stuff I've tried to tweak every here and there, whatever I could do, because round 5 Chalons is real important. We could win up to between 1 to 3 red sub-cities that each otherwise cost $6,000 to obtain. So I've just been going over all this stuff the last few days, thinking about what I can tweak here and there. That's kind of what I've been. This video is kind of all the stuff I've been thinking about the last day or so. So these are my duty officers. I basically showed them all, but before I talk about anything else in the duty officers, I first want to talk about the third version of the barracks officer. I did the cake last event. Long story of why I did it, but well, it's a short story. I accidentally opened all my food, 80 billion of it, and I had to spend the food, so my troops didn't eat it all, and I was planning to go to K41 this event during the consuming return, but I had to do the building upgrade last event because I accidentally opened all my food. 80 billion. There's like 88 billion food, but I didn't have enough ore to do the fucking keep upgrade, so I needed to buy packs to get enough ore so my troops didn't eat all the goddamn food. So anyways, I ended up getting this douchebag. His specialties are underwhelming. Um, Obviously the first two on all the duty officers do nothing, but like, okay, training speed and training capacity, no help whatsoever. But look at his fourth specialty. So it's 15% ground troop attack and ground troop defense. Well, let's look at the second version of the barracks officer. So 15% ground troop attack and defense. Attack and defense, 7. I wonder how much this is. 10, okay, okay, 12, 14, 15% ground troop attack and defense. And guess what? Not only is it virtually the same, but it's even worse. You know what the third version, like training speeds don't matter, but the third version of the duty officer has ground troop training capacity in the fourth slot. Like, specialties are useless. No upgrade. No upgrade when it comes to specialties. It's actually almost a downgrade. Like, look, ground troop training capacity, not training speed. Look, this is nothing. That gives you nothing. This, apply to the main. Why did they? All they need, in order for this to be an upgrade, all they needed to do was have the second specialty also say, apply to the barracks officer. Simple. Okay, infantry troop attack, but no, nothing. The main skill though, I mean, siege machines and range troop defense and hit points debuff. You could argue it's worth getting him for that. But Liu Bei, there's a movie that depicts this guy. Real good Chinese movie called Red Cliff. It's a real good movie. Real good samurais on horseback, battles and shit. Liu Bei is like the advisor to the general on how they're going to do their attack. It's a movie I used to own. I've rewatched it like, I don't know, 6, 7 times, something like that. Real good movie. Red Cliff. Liu Bei is in it. Yeah, the duty generals. Fucking hell. All those officer general boxes I ever opened, like, what's my next easiest upgrade? Okay, I'll get this general. I'll 1-star this one. Okay, now I'll 1-star this one. I'll 2-star that one. And I'll 2-star that one. You know what I should have done? I should have invested all the boxes into one general. I'd have a fully ascended. One of these generals would be fully ascended, and then he would still be better than the third version until the third version was like at least 3 red stars or something. I should have put everything into Maurice of Nassau. That's what I should have done. But nope. Officer General chests, all the ones I obtained from all the, what's it called? Royal Party after the cake. All those boxes I ever got from all the cakes I ever did. Thinking, oh, what's the next best upgrade? Oh, give this general 1-star this one, and then I'll 1 red star this one, and then I'll run 1 red star this one, and then I'll 2 red star this one, and then I'll 2 red star this. Nope. Next thing you know, third version of the duty officers. They didn't even give us enough ways that we could ever fully ascend multiple. Should have fully ascended 1. You could have fully ascended 1. That's all you could have done. Even if you did every goddamn cake, You know how many you could have fully ascended then? You could have fully ascended 2. You could have fully ascended 2. What about all these special duty officers that didn't have a first version, like Heraclius and Michael the Eighth and uh, Stephen the Great and Justinian 1, Clovis 1? There ain't too many ways to get these guys. Guinevere. There ain't too many ways to acquire more copies of them. Okay, I guess the only other, that's enough talking about the sub-city generals. The only other thing important about that is I do have all of the duty officer equipment. But the thing about that is the people that watch my channel that know my videos, if you're a recent new viewer for some reason, I'm going to get the Forge Officer's robe, this cake, right? Or I'm not doing this cake, but I am doing level 8. I don't know when else I can get the Forge Officer's robe. Forge Officer's staff has stone gathering speed on it. You know what that means? Forge Officer's robe is also going to have stone gathering speed. That's the thing about my duty officer equipment, is everything that can have stone gathering speed, those ones are crap. Everything that can have stone gathering speed does have stone gathering speed. See that? I got 210. Look at that. I got 210% rolls. That should never happen. That's stone gathering speed, baby. You guys want to see it? You guys want to see what's up? Let me swap to my gathering castle. Let me put on my Fabergé egg. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see where I'm at with T16 stone tile. I got my stone. Oh, I don't have my stone gathering in. That's a big difference there. It's a large percentage there. You guys want to see? I know you want to see. The only reason why you started this video was to get to this point. You want to see how fast I am on a T16 tile. But I'm not going to show it to you. I'm not going to show you T16. I'm going to show you T15. Now, for some reason, my stone gathering fluctuates. I can't figure out what changes it. If for some reason the hive buffs aren't in effect, or they are in effect, but this should be below an hour now. My stone gathering on a T15 tile. Also, the other cool thing about getting to Monarch level 45, I stuck all my Jin Daox on subsidies, leveled them all to 45. A little bit more gathering speed. Got to get that victory column level 9. Yeah, level 9. We're just over an hour. So when I get that Forge Officers, sometimes it is less than an hour. But of course, all my Jadeox have a few percentage points off each other. But yeah, sometimes it's below an hour. Sometimes it's just over an hour. I don't know what causes the fluctuations. Can't figure it out. But once I get that the Forge Officers rope, that'll be another like 36-37% stone gathering speed, depending on what the rolls are. And I'll always be below an hour on T15, baby. T16 is like an hour and 8 minutes. Alright, so let me just show my people probably want to be like, what's your tech power? Okay, 256 million. My construction power is actually higher than my tech power. I'm surprised. I got almost everything done in MA 1 through 5, except for the monster defense, you know, your troops against monsters, defense and hit points. But what people are really interested in is what's your resource production and what's your stone gathering speed percent. I know people want to see that. Look at that. It's over 1,000%. It's more than double, and that doesn't even count the gear on the Jin Daox. Look at that. Look at that. Man, 1,075%. Shit. We in the 4 digits. We in the 4 digits, son. God damn. Well, I think I went over everything with my account. I can't really think of what else I can go over. Oh, I talked about dragons for a second. Excuse me. But I didn't talk about their talents. So I do have a lot of dragon talents that I have not leveled up to 100. Obviously this one, that one. So I just click on each one of these and we'll show it. This one I never even used. I just stuck them on a subsidy so the subsidy doesn't die during SVS. This one's on a subsidy also. This one's on ground. Haven't leveled it up. I mean, I'm not going to do an in-rally ground troop attack, hardly ever. I don't know, just leveling these. I leveled up all the buffs to 60, but I need. Well, this doesn't use. None of these use badges. None of these use badges, but they do use the dragon source fragments. They do use those, but I need to conserve as many dragon source fragments as I can, so that when I get the all-star dragons, I can level them up. The badges are not easy to come by. So, you know, my Wonder 1 dragon, I probably leveled him up more than I should. I've got him on a subsidy also. Wonder 2 dragons obviously on the wall. I've leveled his talents up more than anything because he's for the city, but you know, there's a better defensive dragon from All Stars. It's going to be the next one I claim, next All Stars I do. This one I've leveled up a bit. I mean, I don't plan on getting Ziz. Ziz will be the last All-Star dragon I claim. I mean, he does look pretty nice. He looks pretty spectacular. But since I have Nidhogg, Ziz will probably be the last one that I claim. I want to get the tree next. And then I'm pretty sure from a Dragon Egg, you get 150 Galaxy coins. I think I want to get Amaterasu after the Tree Dragon. I don't attack with ground a lot, but his let me go back out of this. His talents I think are actually the best. Well, you want the buff talents first. Those are extremely important. But as far as the first two talents, his first two talents are actually the best talents for all the dragons because it has, you know, 3 ground troop effects and march size. All the other talents for all the other dragons gives you 1 useless buff that's for a different troop type. So that Amaterasu is pretty nice. That's a decent, you know, that's a non-negligible amount of march size, and that's a very high ground troop attack buff, right? Like it's a little bit higher than 70%, because most of these on the second talent is worse than the first. Like look at this one. Like it's only half the amount of siege machine attack, and then you get mounted troop hit points. I just don't understand. I don't understand that methodology. Is there something I don't know? I mean, this implies that mounted troops in your march with your siege machines are supposed to make your siege machine march do better if the mounted troops have more hit points. That's what it implies. Just like all the other dragons, they got something like that going on with their second talent. So Amaterasu is pretty dang good. It only lets you to look at it if you don't have it unlocked, it only lets you look at it if you go to this eye icon. Yeah, so that's the dragon talent. It seems like every time I make a video, I mean, it's been a few months before I made a video about where I'm at so far with stuff. But it seems like every time I have made one of those videos, right after I get done making the video and I start uploading it to YouTube and then I start watching it myself, I think, oh geez, I forgot about, you know, XYZ. I mean, it'd be nice if there was a spot that showed you the level of all of your buildings on one list, so I could show that on a video. But my embassy in Warhol, well, of course you would know they're at 40 because they're required for your workshop to go to 40, so you would know that already. There was something I just thought of. Oh, I'm upgrading my shrine to 39 right now because that gives a few extra buffs. So I started doing that today. I'm just trying to like min-max like every single thing I can possibly get a little bit better before round 5. So at 39, you get, you know, 20% of each of the buffs instead of 15%, something like that. So it's upgrading to 39. I'll speed it up, you know, the day of the event or whatever and complete it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. My, I don't know what it was. Something that just came. Oh, my ideal land. People probably want to. Well, it shows my points right here, so you know what my points are. But I have every ornament except for one or something. I have every ornament except for one. So like all of these right here are all level 1. These 3 are level 10. Everything inside this area is level 2. And then these 2 over here are some other level for some reason. That one's level 8. I don't even know why I leveled this up. I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, no, that one's actually pretty good. Enemy siege machine defense. That one's actually pretty good. If I ever have the time to like buy these packs, I'm going to, you know, as they come out with more, like once they come out with like 20 more ornaments, and I have, you know, what's up? That'll give me 1,000 more points, right? 50 times 20 would be 1,000. So what, you know, a year from now or something, when they've come out with 20 more ornaments, and I'm, you know, it's 8,000 points for the next ideal land level. Once I get closer to the next, once I get, you know, a little bit closer, a ways closer to the next ideal land level, then I'll buy some packs. And what I was gonna say is, I'll level up all the ones that are either siege machine or ranged troop hit points or defense debuffs. There's not too many of them. There's a few. I'll level those up to to meet the next requirement. Next level 6, because this is actually, it doesn't seem like much, 5%, but it's actually pretty nice. 5% all troops hit points attack defense, because that's like all your troop, like all your layers inside all your marches, and whether you're defending or you're reinforcing, or you know you're inside your city, like I think it's pretty nice because 4 troop types, so 5% more is 20%, 20%, 20%, right? So 60%, but then both ways. So it's 120% buff overall. It's pretty decent. I mean, for the amount of resources isn't bad. It's just having to buy those packs and level up stuff past level 2 just really sucks. But like I said, when they come out with like 20 more ornaments, I'm where I'm at right now. I have all these that are level 1 that I could level up to 2 for just one more of each. Um, but once they come to the point where like all I need to do is max out like the siege machine or range troop defense and hit points ones and no other ones to hit the 8,000, that's when I'll do it. That's what I was trying to say. Took me a while. There's no point maxing out mounted troop hit point or ground troop hit point or siege machine attack debuff, but the ones that are actually going to give you more debuff during against opponents you don't fully debuff, those could be worth it because those packages, like everything included those packages, like they're pretty horrible packages to buy. I guess we could go look at one right now. So what do we not have in here? So low amount of blood of Ares. I don't need any blazons. A decent amount of tactic scrolls. Medium low amount of rune stones. Kind of a low amount of resources. A low amount of sources of life compared to the main event pack. Half the amount. I like to play in SBS. A decent amount of gold, although I don't need gold. And that is that an incredibly low amount of speed ups? That's 2003 hour. 2003 hour. What are we getting here? Is it roughly the same? It's almost the same, huh? Well, no, this would be more than 3,003 hours in total. So yeah, and no stamina, and no, there's just so much good stuff in the main event pack. It's hard to ever want to buy those. Hard to ever want to buy those ideal land packs. Anyways, okay, this ended up being a long video. I think I went over most things. I guess the only thing I'd like to show is that there was like one page you could show all the levels of every building. Oh no, I want to show my highest scores in. It shows it right here, right? Okay, so those are the highest scores I've ever gotten in Bog or Bach. Yeah. Okay, I think that was a pretty well done. I think I went through everything through completion and didn't forget anything major this time. Oh, I didn't fully go over how many troops I have. That is one weakness to my setup for sure. So you can see I only have a total of 506 million troops. Like I do not have a beefy tier 1 wall built. I just never did it. I started building a T1 ground wall, and then I swapped to building T1 mounted wall. I haven't built them yet, so I'm weak. So if I get hit by a big, even though it's 16 billion power, which seems like a lot for Continent 6, if I get hit with a real big like range troop rally, and they kill all my upper level mounted, which they can do rather easily, I can like my layers for everything other than ground troops are only 1 million. My ground troops are 2 million. And then also I kind of have a lower amount of ground troops than I do of the other 3 troop types in the upper tiers. I mean, I've got everything up to T15. I've got at least 5 million. Yeah, 5 million and 6 million T14 ground. I've been building a bunch of T13 ground. I mean, not a bunch, it's just a few more million. But that's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a lot of T13 ground over the coming months. When I build ground, I'm gonna build T13 ground. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Um, so yeah, I really need to do to build a wall, build a nice thick, healthy defensive hit point wall, and then I need to re-roll all of my choreo gear. It's all percentages right now, no flats. That's one of the reasons why I never built the wall, because I don't want to re-roll all the gear when it's all percentages right now, no flats. Like I have to. There isn't a single flat mounted statistic on any of it. I have to re-roll all the stats on every single piece. And I don't have the wall yet. I don't want to re-roll the stats. Anyways, that's where I'm at with the wall. Um, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's a wrap, folks. All right, thank you. Hope you enjoyed the video.